Good morning, y'all. I hope y'all are having a great Friday. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the greeting. But I hope y'all are having a great Friday. It's been a tough week, I know for me. Just a little bit. It's been a little stress here and there. So this kind of give me a chance to cool off and I want to say detox, but I just feel like that's not the correct word for this. But so you notice a banner change because of graduation month. I wanted to do something for the seniors that are graduating this month. Congratulations to y'all and the hard work that y'all have put in to um to get to where y'all are. Getting to 12th grade is not easy. Getting to graduation is not easy. It's a lot of stress along the way. I'm talking about from these tests to just the dues that you gotta pay, and just dealing with people overall altogether. So congratulations to y'all. Y'all have earned it. Even if you feel like you struggle throughout the year, you're still here and you're still graduating. So congratulations to y'all and good luck on y'all journey to college. Hopefully I get some of y'all on for a couple of pre-recorded videos for before graduation. Because I would love to interview a few graduates. So a new thing I'm doing is different days of the week, and I will be posting on Instagram different things for different days of the week. Sunday is like Wellness Sunday, so I'll be posting like small tips to basically give advice on wellness. Oof, I don't even know how to. Let's see. Let's see. So let's explain that a little more. All right. These little tips. Go outside. Get some sunlight. Don't keep yourself in your room. Just take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of your hygiene and stuff like that. So just small things like that. I couldn't think of too many things to do for a Sunday, and I didn't want to do Bible verses or anything like that because the main audience is not just Christians. However, people may feel about that, but still. Monday, Music Monday, I will be posting a different artist every week with a new song and a small background with the artist. Trivia Tuesday. Now, Trivia Tuesday is a chance to win a money prize, and I'll just be asking small questions, and hopefully these folks don't Google, but most likely they will. But whoever post the right comment first, that's who will get the prize. And then we have Women's Wednesday. I feel like people don't do enough research on women or just the accomplishments of women because majority of the things that happen more than likely a woman is behind it. And that's just not me trying to, I'm gonna use this real quick. Kiss ass. That's just or kiss up. I could have said kiss up. My bad. Uh, yeah, people just don't appreciate women enough. So let's celebrate our women that are making changes and that's going above and beyond. Then we have Mother's Day coming up on the 11th. I don't know. I think that's a Sunday. So I will be making a post for Mother's Day, of course, through the Discuss and Discover official Instagram page. And then we have Thursdays, writing and storytelling Thursdays. Now, this is like basically small creative writing competitions. Cash prizes can range from $25 to $50. So what I will have people do, I will give a prompt on Sunday. Or I was thinking about I might do it from Thursday to Thursday. So on Thursday, I will put out a prompt, and by the next Thursday, I will put out a new prompt, and the winner of the last prompt, and they will get their money that following Thursday. So hopefully people participate in that, and this is kind of get kids into, or just people in general, get back into writing because writing is very important. It tells stories, and not only that, it helps the mind. It's a very good tool. It just helps in a lot of different ways. So even with the even though it says writing and storytelling, poems is writing. Little play scripts that's writing, like short stories, just anything that you can think of that involves writing, you can submit it. And then on some Thursdays, we'll have certain categories, different types of writing specifically. But if I don't specify, you can write anything, and I'll just choose from out of that. At some point, it might go up to two a week. You never know. So Friday we have Young Leaders Friday. I will basically post a young person that's out trying to make a difference, or that is making a difference, or somebody wanting to make a difference. I feel like, I think I've said this before, but I feel like young people don't get a lot of recognition for things that they're doing, unless, no, I'm not even gonna get into that. But I just feel like they don't get enough recognition. So I wanted to do that, and then we have Saturday's Culture Saturday. So let's celebrate ourselves and where we came from. So that's basically us as Black people. Now this is for Black people, African Americans, or just anybody of the Black diaspora. I think I said that right. Diaspora, no, dysphoria. Well, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I can't. I don't have the word up, so I hold on. Let me look it up real quick because I don't want to be wrong. Let's see. Dias, diaspora. Okay, I think I'm saying it right. I said it right the first time. I think so. Um, let's see. Get these questions pulled up. I don't know why I didn't have them pulled up before I started. So yeah, it is Black diaspora. Okay, so it's diaspora, diaspora. It is one of those. But take advantage of these cash prizes and just participate. I will be posting on Instagram and possibly on Facebook. I just don't. I got a different audience from Instagram and Facebook, but I'm still building my audience on the official page. So I'm sharing it as much as I can and things like that. And we will start getting video going. I got a better camera coming in that I can actually film and just set up a little something in my room here, because I did want to start videoing, just talking and stuff like that. I'm a very visual person. I talk with my hands, and yeah. So I feel like a video would be way better. Just gotta make sure his hair stay cut, or you gonna see a hat on his head. I'm telling you, I'm quick to wear a hat. Very quick to wear a hat. All right, so we're gonna get into these questions. Some of these were sent, and some of these are just random questions. And I didn't want to forget about it, so I wanted to go ahead and do it. And then somebody also sent me like a list of topics for different episodes. So I will start just pre-recording the episodes. Might do like 4 or 5 in a day. Hold on, because nobody told me this was a video right here. Surprise, surprise. A little TikTok. I think they don't use this sound no more though. I don't know. All right, let me say that to photos, and let me add this. Put that right there. Surprise, surprise. All right. This says, okay, a lot of these I have already answered, so you probably can skip ahead, and then some of these I'm gonna have to think, because like these are not just questions you can just think on top of your head. But first, the first question, um, it was like, why did I decide to create the podcast? I like to talk. If anybody tell you they ain't created a podcast because if, if their first reason ain't because they like to talk, they lying. I like to talk. I do, about any and everything, and it be random stuff. That's why. That's why I said I'm not even gonna stick to nothing specific, because I'll be talking and go all off and go be talking about something else, and then next thing you know, I'm over here just on a topic that it wasn't even supposed to be talked about. So yeah. And then it's like when I try to stick to the topic, I struggle so bad because I want to talk about so much more. So I don't want to like stick myself in my box. But I started the podcast because I like talking. So why not just find random topics, talk about it, and post it? I mean, I didn't do it necessarily to make money or nothing like that, because come on now, it ain't gonna happen that quick. Like, you gotta be for real. But I did do it just to talk, post, and sometimes I say some very good information. I'm not even gonna lie, not to flatter myself, but I say some very good information sometimes. Um, but I like to talk, and it's just certain topics that I feel like need to be talked about that aren't talked about enough, that people are scared to talk about. And I know I haven't talked about anything in specific, like deep, but I have been writing notes. I like to do my research, so I can come back and speak. Show I like to show numbers when I talk. I like just proof. So I do all the research I need to do, and that's why it's taking so long to actually get good episodes. Because research, I don't take research lightly. Because when I go into an argument or just a debate, not even necessarily argument, just discussion, I don't like to be wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure nobody likes to be wrong when they're presenting a point. Now, I will accept the fact that I'm wrong if I do present something that is incorrect. I will accept that, but I will go do that research and we can talk about it later. And I can tell you why I disagree or agree. Um, but yeah, so research is being done. New episodes are coming. But yeah, I like to talk and I like to share. I'm a very sharing person. Even if it's like small little, small tiny bits of information, I share. Like I be doing some weird stuff. I read a lot of books, so I kind of learn a lot from these books. Even if it's fiction, fiction has a lot of facts in them also because you can't write certain things without knowing certain things. So, um, I do read a lot, so I pick up small, tiny details without even noticing sometimes. Like somebody asks a question about something and I know it, and sometimes I forget how I know it. I know I ain't did research, but turns out it has come from a book. Um, but yeah. All right, so let's go to the next question. How did I find purpose in life? I wouldn't. They were talking about the podcast when they asked this, but I would say the podcast is my purpose. Uh, I don't necessarily know my purpose, but I do know what I want to do in life. So I think that kind of helps me with at least thinking about my purpose. Like I heard somebody say, "Oh, you don't find your purpose until later on in life," but I feel like people can find their purpose early on. Not to get all religious, but I'll never be ashamed of my religion, first of all. But so I don't want people thinking that's why I'm avoiding talking about it. But it's just religion is so controversial, and I kind of like move around that topic when it comes to discussing with other people because of that was actually one of a question too that was, but I kind of move around that I because I used to be loud about my religion. I still am, even when it wasn't Christianity and I was it's a whole story. It's a whole story. I kid you not. Like I was hold on, let me answer this question first and then I'll get into it. I'm gonna explain. um so I feel like you'll know when you find your purpose. And sometimes it'll just come to you at random times. I'm not saying I found my purpose because I don't know if I found it yet, but I just know what I want to do in life, and that is to help people. I've always been a helpful person. I used to be very introverted and not like just be out and about just talking to everybody, but now I'm like a very friendly person. I'm easy to talk to. I talk to people. Um, I'm just very friendly. And sometimes that can cause issues. So you can't be friendly and not be cautious. You also have to be cautious as being a friendly person and be very aware of your surroundings and the people that you are being friendly with. So if that makes sense, excuse me. So this other part, somebody told me because I avoid religion a lot. It was actually one of my better buddies who asked me about it. Um, he was like, "Why do you avoid talking about religion in public?" And the follow up. I'm speaking from this message that was sent, and also a face to face question. And the follow up was like, "Are you ashamed of your religion?" Something like that. And no, I'm not. Religion is just very controversial, and I really feel like not that I'm trying to convert anybody because I will never try to like just convert anybody because people gonna believe in what they believe in at the end of the day. Yeah, they're gonna believe what they believe at the end of the day. Like I promise you, their mind is already made up. And if somebody seemed like that in another religion and they do like move to something else, they already had in their mind what they were going to do. They already had in their mind what they actually believed in. So the story I was going to tell is I used to do witchcraft. Like I used to dabble in it, play with it, blah blah blah. Um, this was like a while back. A while back. I grew up in a church. I was born and raised in a church. But at some point in time, as a young person, at the time, there was a lot going on. I can't say that. And I used to think it was yeah, yeah. I'm not even gonna say that, but it was a lot going on, and people think that kids can't, don't have complex feelings, but um I feel like kids really do have complex experience, I mean feelings and experiences because of what I did and what I went through, but especially more mature kids. Um so I felt like God abandoned me. This was around the age of like, no, 12, 13, somewhere up in there, 13, 14, 15, 16, somewhere up in there. And so I started researching and looking for other things to confide in and to put my trust and faith in. And I found a practice or spiritual. No, I'm not gonna say spirituality because I'm a very spiritual person. I'm gonna just say a practice. It can be spirituality too. It just depends on the people. But I'm gonna say practice. I found a practice that I felt like was fitting to me. Witchcraft. Um, I researched and I seen the articles. You do what you want. You make your own life. You make your own rules, and you do this and this and that. So I started practicing. I was in contact with people from you know around the country. I was in contact with this guy from the UK, and he bought me a pentagram. And if y'all know what the pentagram is at 1, 2, 3, 4, it was like 5 star. The 5 star pentagram. And I wore it as a necklace a lot. I got like a lot of pictures with me with that necklace on. And he was teaching me just certain things, sending me articles and just things out of his notebook, his grimoire, that's what they call it, to look at. And grimoires, they're very real. They're just journals, stuff like that. That's basically what it is. So you as a person can keep a grimoire. It doesn't necessarily mean it's evil. No, like it's a journal basically. And you document everything that you do. So I created my own, and I was just documenting what I did and stuff like that. And um, I had this experience with, I want to say, not negative. Okay, if you're not a spiritual person or you don't believe in certain stuff like this, you can cut this off at this point and just go about your day. But I was having these experiences with these negative entities and energies and shit like that. Excuse my language, but I had this one experience. I was laying in bed at night, and before this experience, it's a lot of stuff that led up to this, like just small feelings and small encounters with everyday people. It was just so much negativity that I was feeling. But I ignored it because I wanted this. I wanted to make my own life. I wanted to do this and this and that. So I um I was just dabbling, and it was just one day I did this incantation. It was in Latin. So I watched a few videos on enunciating and stuff like that of Latin, and I tried to speak Latin. Now I don't know why my black ass was trying to do these. I don't want to seem like a racist and nothing like that. I don't know why my black ass was trying to do these white folks things, because uh, mm, because us as black people, we had our own spiritual practices. I'm gonna say that, and we mix it with Christianity. So I'm gonna put that out there. But instead of going into my black roots and stuff like that, I went and was trying to do these white folks things. I'm gonna say that, and because it's a big difference between white spirituality and black people spirituality. There's a big difference. There's a way big difference. But I was out here trying to do these white folk stuff and trying to speak in Latin. Now, I'm not saying black people didn't speak Latin or whatever, but trying to speak Latin and all these different languages, say these incantations and spells instead of English. Um, and I did do some stuff in English, a lot of stuff in English actually, but I don't know what I did or what I opened or who I contacted to, but the thing is that wasn't even my incantation. It was the guys, and he sent it to me. And the day after I did that, it's like everything just started falling apart. It was like so much negativity. Like I started seeing stuff, I started hearing stuff, you know, and it was crazy. And this the final night, after that night, everything like just stopped happening. Um that night, I was like sleep in bed. So mind you, it's like this lamp post on the outside of my room, and the light shines into the room even at night. So it still brightens the room because there's a light. And speaking of lights, let me cut this light on because I ain't even gonna lie, a little spooky. Because even talking about it, like I get chills and stuff like that, and I don't. It could, that's just how real it is. But it all of a sudden got dark and like cold. The light just was dimming, like I could see the light dimming, and I started feeling lightheaded, and it just got dark and cold, and I just felt like I started sinking into my bed. And while all of this was going on, now mind you, we had two dogs. We did have two dogs, a small little Chihuahua, and we had a pit mixed with a Dalmatian or whatever. We had Oreo and I can't think of the puppy name right now. I really can't think of her name. But I heard growling. It wasn't my dog's growl because everybody dog and they know they dogs growl. They know they got a distinct growl, and this was not of my animals. Um, so I heard a growl, like low growling, and it just got close and close. And as it got closer, it just got louder and louder. And I just felt like I was sinking in my bed, and I was so cold. Like at this point, I'm just freezing, freezing. Now, while doing witchcraft, I did learn little protection thingies or whatever. So before all of this happened, I was going through like some torment. I couldn't sleep at night, or I feel like, well, it was after this. It was after this right here. Um, and it was this whole thing. Like it seemed like it affected the whole house, the entire house. But and the thing is, I shared a room at the time. My brother didn't hear none of this going on, but I was just falling and sinking and growling, and then I just yelled out to my mama. I just yelled out to my mama, and I was like, "Mama, mama, like, mama, where you at? Come here. I need you, mama." Now, prior to this, I told my mama what's going on with me, like the stuff I was feeling and all of this, and so we had discussions about it and all that. So I ain't gonna lie, my house is a very spiritual house. My folks are very spirit. Well, my immediate, like my mom, my brother, siblings, we are spiritual people in Christ. Whatever you want to say, we're spiritual people. Now they might not admit it, but they are spiritual. I can tell you that much. But so Mama came in and she prayed, and everything started to get better. So from that night on, I was like just going through this torment, this straight torment. I couldn't sleep at night, and it's weird because my mom she only slept during the day, and no, how was it? Because I couldn't sleep at night, so I slept through the day while she was up. So I kind of felt like my mom was like my protection or whatever at the time. This was like during the summer too. So I feel like my mom was like my protection at the time, not gonna lie. But I just sleep through the night, and I slept during the day, and she stayed up during the day and slept through the night or whatever. So she had like a regular schedule, but mine was like messed up. And when I did go to sleep, even when I was up, I slept with a candle burning. Like I went to the dollar store and just bought white candles because if you know certain things about, certain spiritualities, whatever, white candles are for like protection. And then you put your symbols in them and stuff like that. And so I burned a white candle. When I was asleep, when I was awake, I always had a white candle burning. And this went on for like a month. It went on for like a month. And even when I was up, even when I was asleep up, I just felt tormented. I just felt like someone was after me. I was paranoid. Like it was a lot going on. And then we had a neighbor. I don't even want to say his name, but he acted so weird, and we figured out he did voodoo. But he was acting so weird as it was like his body was possessed at times. I remember this one time he was running around a town naked, and he was making symbols with things from out of his house, like eggs and flowers and stuff. We thought he was just throwing it on the ground, but when I went to look at it, it was like a symbol. I still don't know what this symbol means. And then y'all, I just remember I just remember something. It's crazy. But he one time he was running, and The police grabbed him up. They snatched him up. They put him on a car. Now they had him on a car to where like his head was on the car, pinned down to the car, and his face was facing one way. But y'all, he turned his head like all the way back, and was like it was a group of people just there watching. He turned his head all the way back and was looking dead at me. Like I'm talking about in a way that a human should not be able to turn their head. I kid you not. I'm not lying. I would not lie about stuff like this. And it was like, yeah, yeah. And then I'm getting to my point. I'm getting to my point. And one day, I don't know who it was talking to me or what it was talking to me. Um, if y'all know what paralysis is, some people say it's just your body being stuck, but some people think is a spiritual side to it. Like anytime I've had spiritual paralysis, I always heard something, seen something, or talked to something. Like never fails, but I never see it. But this time it was different. I had sleep paralysis one night, and I heard a voice talking to me, and I could feel what the person was, but I couldn't hear. I mean, I couldn't see him, and I could just feel whoever and whatever it was. I can feel the presence of it, and I'm not gonna go into the specifics of the conversation, but in the middle of the conversation, it got stuff just started getting intense, and I just called on God. I I threw away with all of the stuff I was doing, and I just called on God. I'm talking about I was saying Jesus' name. I just went in. Like at that point, I felt like that was the only thing that could save me. And that next Sunday, I went and rededicated my life to Christ. I did. Now, I'm not saying I never went through anything negative again, because of course negative things, not of that manner, but I still went through struggles and hardship and blah 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 blah. The everyday thing of people, because that's what people are gonna go through. They're gonna go through struggles and hardships. Like everybody goes through that. That's not just a Chris. I really hate when Christians just be like, that's part of the walk with God, because I mean everybody's gonna struggles and hardships are gonna happen. Nobody's life is just gonna be completely perfect. So it's not just a Christian thing or whatever. But that's why I'm so loud about it now. Um, I am not like a traditional Christian. I still keep practices of my ancestors. I will say that. Now, this may lose some people or whatever, but I still honor where I came from and my people, because you got to remember, Christianity wasn't always our religion or in our practice. So I do keep in mind where I came from, and I do honor where I came from, because that is very important. I'm not just gonna throw that all away. And I don't feel like Christianity is just going to church and reading the Bible and stuff like that. Because come on, and I'm one of those, yeah, that feel like it's a personal connection, and I will put my personal connection with Christ, or just with God. I'm gonna just say with God. Um, I'm gonna keep that personal connection, and I'm gonna put that above all else. You don't have to go to church to keep that connection with God. You don't have to do all this extra stuff these people be doing to keep that connection with God. Um, so I am one of those. And I really don't like labeling myself as a Christian. I don't like organized religion. It always brings trouble and never fails. That's been proven all throughout history. Um, so I just use Christian in terms of simple-minded people, explaining it for simple-minded people. But I'm not a devil worshiper. So people be quick to label people as devil worshippers or unholy just because they don't go to church and do this. Now I do go to church, but I'm not just saying I need the church. Because I just go to church to learn and get other points of views, so I can go back and compare it to what the word says and stuff like that. Like I don't, just go to to solely just focus on one person telling me something, and I just go by what that person's saying, because as we know, people are very biased and will twist and turn that word into what they feel like it should be. So, you know. So I do have my own personal connection, but that night I called on God, and I rededicated my life to God, and I just It's been different. It has been like that. That is an experience that I don't want to experience again, and it was very troubling for me, especially being young and going through that. So, and people like really be quick to downplay the experiences of young people and just be like it's their imagination. But no, when it was affecting, when it's affecting the whole house, and the whole house got an entire story for it, it's something. It's something. Like everybody's just not gonna play into something that's imaginary. But yeah. To wrap that question up, that's why I'm so loud about. I am very loud about what I believe in. That's I'm loud about what I believe in. So, all right, let's go to the next question because I spent a good little bit. What we at 30 minutes? Okay. Um, let's see. What is my biggest fear and why? My biggest fear is being a failure. My biggest fear is going out into this world and just failing, not doing what I want to do, not obtaining my goals, not having a place to live, not being able to pay my bills, not getting a vehicle, not getting a secure job, not graduating college. I just fear going out in life and just messing up. I fear that, with everything in me. I really do because I don't want to be homeless. I do not want to be homeless. I just don't want to be out there, just failing. I want to accomplish my goals, and that's just my biggest fear. Some people say their biggest fear is dying and stuff like that. I don't fear death because it got to come at some point. I do fear how it's going to come because you never know what's going to take you out. But I don't fear death itself. I don't want to. I'm not trying to sound hard, cold stone, whatever you want to say, stone cold, whatever. I just don't fear death because it's going to come at some point. So instead of, fearing it later on in life, I have accepted it now as a young person because people are getting taken out that's younger than me. People are getting shot, bullets going through their windows, going through their cars, especially where I come from, Clyde. Oh, you don't get me started. Don't get me started. But I don't fear none of that. I don't fear death. I just fear how it's gonna come. I don't want to die a painful death. Painful death. I want to die naturally. But everybody can get what they want. So, I will accept whatever it is. But I don't fear death. So but I do fear just not being successful in life. I don't want to leave this world not doing something and not being something. So, next question. How do I define success for myself? I'm starting these Google questions too. Um, excuse me for that. How do I define success for myself? Let's see. Success for me would be, and this is a good follow-up question for the last question. Um, me living comfortably. Like I don't even care for being rich. I just want to have certain things that I need. Like I just want a vehicle. I want a house. I want to be able to fix my house up nice to how I want it, and nice little furniture. Like I yearn for my own space, for my own house to decorate how I want to, put everything how I want, even down to the little bathroom, decorate the bathroom how I want. Like there's more of some people I've heard people say this is more of feminine people, females worrying about how they house decorated. But no, no, no. Mm-mm. I define success by that being able to decorate my own house, putting my own decorations where I want to put them. Put what colors I want to put. Have my kitchen how I want to have it. Just I'm one of those. I want that. That is success for me. A vehicle, a car. I mean, that's same thing. A vehicle, a house, a nice job that allows me to live comfortably. The job I would like is law enforcement. That's what I'm going to college for, criminal justice, and hopefully I end up working with like top dogs, the top dog, CIA type stuff. That's not me, but I do want to be a detective. I do, I really do. But that's really my end goal for real. But yeah, just get the things I need and just live comfortably. I don't care about being rich. Being rich would be nice. That would be very nice, but I don't care for it. If it's not gonna come, it's not gonna come. But that would be nice. And a family. I want my own family. And that is success for me. That really is. Um, if I could change one thing in the world, what would it be? Ooh, ooh, we. I would change the rules of the system. I would change the rules of government to where it fits everybody and not just discriminatory to just yeah, you know what I'm saying. Because hold on, okay, because people say that because of the world, what is built up, because of what the country is built off of, these rules have to stay in place because that what makes money go around and this and that, blah blah blah. I don't care for that. I wish it was a way to run this world without money because the money in this world is the cause of a lot of these problems that we're having. It really is. Like when it all comes down to it, is money, money, power, and greed. Greed, money, power, whatever. So I would change that. That's one thing I would change. Being able to live without the money. Everybody get health care. Everybody, able to take care of themselves. Like that is important to me. It's a little cliche, but that is what's important to me. That is what I would change. I'm not one of those strip club on every corner. And I may joke like that from time to time with my people. But to be honest, I really care about people and I would change stuff that would actually help. Cause is a strip club gonna help your kidney failure? Nah, it may make you happy for a couple hours, but it ain't gonna help you overall. So, you know, you gotta think bigger. Top three life goals. Ooh, like I said, a successful job, a home, along with a car, and a family. That's it. That's all I want. That's all I want. Let's see. Next, what was it? Where was it? What was it? What's one lesson I've learned the hard way? Ho 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 ho. Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Let's see. Just because they say they won't do it, don't mean they won't do it. People, from the day a person meets you, they have their mind set up to what they want to do to you, and what they not like that. I don't know if that's just my mind. It just went like, okay, my bad, y'all. When from the day a person meets you, they know what they want to do. They know where it's gonna hit. They know their feelings about you the day they meet you. Cause when I see a girl, I meet a pretty girl. In my head, oh, you pretty. I'm gonna keep you around. Especially, oh my God, it's just one. Never mind. I'm not even gonna get to that. But people will. I learned this that people will lay. Let's talk about road construction. I don't know exactly the. Hold on, because we about to look it up. All right. So people. Okay, so asphalt, concrete, or road pavement process. I'm gonna use that as an example. So I just pulled it up so I can make sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna give everything, but you know. So people manipulate you by setting groundwork first. To have you like, let's say you somebody that been cheated on a lot, all right, and you've told this person that, and they cheat on people, but they want you to think they don't, so they can do what they want with you until they find somebody suitable to cheat with. So first, they going the demolition, however you say that, and removal. So they're gonna tear down your old thoughts and your old thinking process. And then it says grading and sloping, so prepare the work site. So they're gonna, lay down some stuff, tell you some stuff. Oh, I never do this, or this how this makes me feel, so I wouldn't do this as a person. Blah 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 blah. So then what they say, install the sub base. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But it says, so I'm gonna skip that. Binder and surface course, add the pavement. Okay. So you add the pavement, right? They sugarcoat it, they doing good. They putting the icing on the cake. They doing good, and setting you up to think they wouldn't do it because they still haven't found that person. But while they doing it, they still feed to you, oh, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. And then next thing you know, they create a road service. So they still doing all that, laying it all down, but they found somebody, right? But They trying to reassure you the reassurance and blah blah blah. And then they complete the installation. They cheat. Then they complete the installation. They cheat. And why they cheat? They just still giving you this fake reassurance. You know they cheat. You know, the road get messed up a little bit. You know they cheat. But they still able to manipulate you because you like, well, they said that they wouldn't do this, or, you know, that they'll never do this, blah 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 blah. And then you catch them up in something, but then they go, "Oh, I told you when I first met you, I would never cheat. You know how that make me feel, this and this and that." I don't know if I just messed up this analogy, whatever you want to call it, but you know what I'm saying. I learned that people will con you from the first date that they meet you. They will lay that groundwork to have you think, okay, they'll never do that since they went through this, just telling you lies. They went through this. So I had to learn that. That's what I had to learn. That's the hardest lesson I had to learn. People will lie to you, and they will lay that groundwork to lie to you from the beginning. Just because they say they won't do it, don't mean they won't. Even if they haven't done it yet, all it takes is that right person. Especially they ain't got no type of, they ain't got no type of restraint or whatever. And the signs be there. But now because you want a relationship and because you feel like you need somebody to make you happy, you don't mess with it. Tear that road down. Tear it down. What was it? Expect the worst and hope for the best. That's all you can do. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best, but don't self sabotage. Okay. What's something I've always wanted to do but haven't yet? Ooh. What's something I've always wanted to do but have not done yet? Let's see. I want to go skydiving. I want to go rock climbing. Let's see. I want to say skydiving is my top one because I want to experience falling. I want to experience that adrenaline. Like, I don't want to be weird, but I want to know how it feels to just like, cause without the parachutes, you dead once you hit the ground, like on impact. I want to experience how it feels knowing that there's something below me that could kill me. Like at the end of this, I could be gone. Now I'm not suicidal. I'm just a person that want to experience certain things. Like, what is this person feeling at the time when they jump off the building? Are they having regrets about jumping off? Like, what is going through their mind? Like, are they scared? Are they scared now? Like, that's the type of stuff I like to know. Hold on, let me blow my nose real quick. Wait, one sec, one sec. Okay, so those are the type of things. Like, I just want to know what people are feeling at certain moments in time. Like, are you regretting it? Like, what's going on? And I feel like skydiving can give me that experience along with an adrenaline rush. Like, I want to see what the birds. I want to feel what the birds feel when they just up there just looking down over everybody. Like, I want to feel that. I feel like it's a high, and I just feel like it feels good, and I want that. I want to experience that. So you know, one day, someday. All right, and let's see. We're gonna do about I'll say three, four more. Let's see. I'm gonna find some good ones. What does happiness means to you? What does happiness means to me? Happiness means peacefulness. Happiness to me means that I'm surrounded by people that I know got my back and that has love for me. Happiness means I know that I'm good in life. People gonna have worries sometimes, so that comes with life. But I just want peacefulness, my own space, and just my people, and no negativity. Oh, I will be happy when I get away from all that. That's what happiness means to me. How has my perspective on life changed over the years? I'm about to be 19 in about what 11, 13 days, 12, 12 13 days. On the 22nd of so about 13 days. Um, and from being young all the way up, my perspective has changed deeply. Um, I used to want to just drive a car because I feel like it's fine. I used to want to have my own place just because I feel like I could do what I want to do. I used to, it's just certain things I think used to think that I think way differently now. I want a car because that'll, I don't want to have to beg nobody else. Oh, can I get a ride? Can you take me here and take me there? I want to be able to get around on my own and stuff like that and have that of my own. I want a house because I want peace. I want my own space. Not necessarily, just because I don't want nobody telling me what to do now. It's just because I want my space and I want my peace. I want to decorate my house. So, just from that, my life has changed. My perspective on life has changed completely. And, of course, being older, learning new things and seeing different point of views of life and just experience certain things for what it is, it changes greatly. It goes from one of immature things to, well, one of the things for immature reasons to having actual mature reasons and valid reasons for your age now, because I'm not going to say it was invalid for my age at the time, because that was very valid for a 9-year old, 10-year old, probably 11, 12, 13, but now coming into adulthood, I want those things for different reasons. So they mean more to me now than what they did as a young person. Let's see. What's one thing you wish people understood about you? Uh, I wish people understood that I don't care. I don't care. Not trying to say I don't care about people's feelings and stuff like that because I really do. But when it comes to certain things and it involves my well being and I gotta put me first before you, I don't care about your feelings. I feel like a lot of people these days feel like people supposed to sugarcoat their feelings or just look over their feelings because they feel a certain way, because these other people feel a certain way. Like a friend being a certain way towards another friend because they trying to protect themselves and now they think, oh, you're supposed to be, don't protect yourself because it made me feel a certain way. Blah, blah, blah. Don't do this for you. Don't do better. Don't try to get better health for you because it makes me feel this or no. I don't care. LJ's gonna do what LJ gonna do at the end. I don't care about your opinion, how you feel, especially when it has nothing to do with you. If you ain't sending me money to take care of my needs or taking care of me, what you feel and what you think, I could care less about. And more people got to get into that type of attitude. Stop running your life on how other people think. You will always be miserable. You will never be happy because you're too busy doing what you feel like people will be pleased with you. You know, I don't think I said that right, but you just out being a people pleaser. Oh, I'm not gonna do that because people are gonna do this, and that. This is what people are gonna say. If those people ain't sending you money to take care of what you gotta do, them people ain't putting food on your table. I say food on your back, food on your table, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, a roof over your head. It don't matter what they think. Don't run your household off of how other people think. Don't run your, don't do that. Don't live on how other people think. Live on how you feel and what you want to do. As long as you ain't out here doing terrible things, killing people, stealing from people, blah blah blah. Live your life how you want to live it. That is your life. It is yours to do what you will. So that's all I have to say about that. People got to understand that I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, I'm done. Let me stop. Okay, let's see. How do you stay motivated during challenging times? I used to be one that gives up. Like when something not going my way or something, I just give up or I throw a tantrum or something like that, when I was younger. But growing up, what was the question again? Short term memory. So now, I stay motivated through challenging times by knowing that there's an end to it. Give basic training, for example. I wanted to give up so much, but how I think now is when I'm going through something hard, it can't last forever. I knew basic training lasted what 2 months and probably like a day or two. I knew that it had to end at some point. The exercises that we were doing or the training that we were going through has to end at some point. It can't last all day. Although sometimes some of the training events did take literally all day. But we was out there in the heat, suffering and stuff, and I was like, it's not gonna last forever. They gotta take us back to the company at some point. Or the battery, whatever you went to basic training. I went to basic at SEAL, so we had batteries. That's basically another word for company. But I was like, it has to end at some point. I gotta go home at some point. I gotta graduate at some point. Everything is not forever. Some things are just temporary. So if you put that in your mind while you're going through something challenging, or just, trying to create something, just trying to do something, it's not gonna last forever. You're not gonna be stuck forever. Something's gotta change, whether it's by you or something else coming along. You're not gonna go through these trying times forever. It gotta stop at some point. So that's how I get through it, knowing it don't last forever. What's a passion or interest that I've never pursued but wish I had? I used to play on the piano, and now I regret that I stopped playing on the piano. I got a brother, he plays the piano. Actually, all my brothers kind of dabble in just about every instrument, not gonna lie. But I used to dabble on like guitar and the piano. Those are my main things. After church, I'm back in my hometown, Marks, Mississippi. After church, I just go and play on the piano. And I had real potential for the piano, but I just stopped playing. Like I took the classes at school, everything, but I just stopped playing at some point. I don't know what happened, but I really wish I kept at it because people that can play piano, I really hold them to, like, they got mad respect for me. Like mad respect. I was checking a message from that. But I got mad respect for him because I don't know, it's just something about somebody that knows how to make music and make it good. I just don't know. Hit the right notes. I don't know. I like it though. Let's see. What roles does my spirituality and my religion play in my life? Um, as I said, I'm a spiritual person, not a religious person. Um, it shapes how I see life. It shapes how I maintain my life, and it shapes how I deal with people in my life. Like I'm one of those that believe in energy because it's a real thing. Feelings, that's energy. How you feel towards somebody, that's energy. Just the vibes you pick up, people be like, "Oh, vibing, I'm vibing." That is energy. So it's energy all around us, and you know, my spirituality, it talks about energy a lot. It deals with energy a lot. So it definitely shapes my life on weeding out the bad and the good, and just being able to, yeah, that's about it. My spirituality really just helps me a lot when it comes to good things and bad things. I don't know how to. I wanted to explain it a little deeper, but trying to find a word. So I'll come back to that someday. Let's see, because that was a stupid question. What is a cause or issue I'm passionate about? I'm very passionate about teen health, teen mental states, like children and teenagers' voices being heard when they got something going on. Um, I don't say this a lot or just speak on it a lot, but I have been a victim of certain things, and I wasn't able to speak up about it. So, especially with things like that, and just advocating, teen advocation, mental health, well being, all of that. Like I'm for it all. And I'm very passionate about it. When kids are not heard, I hate to see that. And especially with the black community. I know this is talked about a lot, but the thing about it is it's talked about and not changed. What's the point of talking about it and not changing it? Um, Black people have came to the realization of this generational thing of telling children you don't have feelings, you can't feel stress. What are you going through that feel stress? Yeah, the kid not paying bills and stuff like that, but there are things that are equal to paying bills that matter. Not like equal, but just equal from the point of view of the kids. Like the kid can be going something as equally as stressful for him as paying bills or something is for the adult. um he or she, my apologies, but is we just they just got the habit of black people, we as a whole just got a habit of telling kids, oh, you can't feel stress. What you feeling frustrated for? You don't have feelings, you don't have business, this and this and that. Like, I understand some of the stuff that they be saying, but it's a better way of saying it and breaking it down and explaining it and then having a discussion about it. Now, black people as a whole has recognized this. I see it on social media a lot. I see it in their personal conversations, but we talk about it without action. And we tend to do that a lot as people as a whole, as Americans, as the human race. We talk about a lot of issues, but we don't change them. We just talk and talk and talk. We talk about change, we talk about reform, but we don't put none of it to action. And that's not just with the teen and mental health well-being, is everything. These generational curses half of the time don't even be generational curses. You know, no, y'all can change it. Y'all just don't want to. Y'all being lazy. So it's not a generational curse, it's just you being lazy, you know? So, stop talking about it and get to it. I just talked to this vendor at the PX. That's our little exchange shop, like a little grocery store, not even grocery, just a little small wall for the military. And it was this man, he sell these roll-on colognes. I buy roll-on colognes a lot. My card, I got a credit card, and the app he used to get money didn't take the credit card. And I was like, I don't have anything else on me right now, but I can't get it to you. And I was finna hand the colognes back. But instead, he gave it to me. He said, take those with you and pay me back later. Bring the money back when you come back. I trust you. I know you're going to be back. He was like, we got to start trusting each other as people as a whole. So he wasn't just talking about, and we talked about this before. So he wasn't just talking about doing something. He actually did it. He showed trust in me by allowing me to take home the product and bring the money back later. And I do wholeheartedly plan on taking that money back. And I will go take him that money. I will, without a doubt. He took action. He said that's part of the problem, not giving chances, not trusting. That's part of the problem. You gotta trust, you gotta start somewhere, And he started with me. He started somewhere. So that's an example of actually doing what you're talking about. So let's start getting out there and not just talking, and let's implement. Start those programs y'all talking about. Do those events. Just because you feel like ain't nobody gonna show up don't mean don't do it. Prepare for it. You don't know how you'll be blessed. You don't know who's gonna show up. You don't know who's gonna see it. Even if one person comes, that one person probably needed that at that moment. You provide those resources. The same that you will do with 100 people, do it with one. You know, if you'll cater to thousands, if you'll hold events for thousands and just one show up, do what you were gonna do with those thousands. Because maybe that one person is the only person who needed it at the time, or just really needed it. So let's actually do the change. Let's actually be the change. People said a lot, and I know it's like kind of corny at this point, but start being the change. It's not that hard. All it takes is just one small step. Let's see. How do you cope with change or uncertainty, or just not? What I say? Or just not being able to do certain things. So I know in my mind that I cannot control everything. I can't control everything, so I don't try to. I handle um I handle what I can, and I go on about my day. My day. I'm sorry, I was responding to a message. So I do what I can, then I go about my day. Somebody told me I was stressing real bad because something was going on and I couldn't change it. I used to be one of those persons that's trying to control everything in my life, but she was like, stop trying to control everything. Stop trying to, weave everything this way. You can't make everything happen when you want to make it happen. Life is just not like that. Take what you can, do what you can, and just leave the rest up to God or whoever you believe in. Just leave it up. Just let it go. Whatever's meant to happen is gonna happen. Is gonna work out. So I've been doing that. I really have. I really can say I've been doing that, and it's made things way better because that takes off stress. Like the amount of stress taken off you after you got it in your head of I can't control everything is like it's amazing. Let me do that real quick. Okay. So yeah, next question. That was kind of dragged out because of me answering the message, but it was very important. I'm still at work. I'm still in San Antonio. So, what's the most important thing I've learned about myself? My creativeness. Like, oh my god, I am like even though I try to do a lot at once, I still know how to like try to at least manage it. Um, I'm very creative. I am. I can draw. Um, I made music. I have with like beats and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. I can do that. It sounds really good. I'm not just saying it for myself. I let other people hear it, and it sounds good. It may be simple, but you know, I garden. Um, and I just have a love for a lot of simple things. Like, I just have a and I like there's other stuff I learned about myself, but I can't get into those things. It's just a lot. So I got to keep it simple and on the surface. But yeah, I'm a very creative person, so I'm gonna leave it at that right there. All right. How do you define self love? Like, what self love mean to me? Let's see. What self love means to me. Self love means to me, you taking care of yourself, you putting yourself before others. Because especially my mom. My mom, like, she take care of a lot of people. Like, she give to other people before she do for herself, and that can be a problem a lot because now you're left without things that you need, and because you've been doing this and this and that. You're not, giving time to yourself, not spending time with yourself. So now you just overwhelmed with dealing with other people and trying to, do stuff for these people. Not just with my mom. I'm not just speaking on my mom. This is in general. Um, you just basically putting yourself for everybody. Um, Maintaining yourself, your hygiene, your body, and loving on yourself, loving every part of yourself, your features, how you look, your attitude. Unless it's a bad attitude, you might want to look at it and change it. But I see a lot of people these days not liking how they look. I used to not like how I look. Big lips, big bottom lip, big ears, my eyebrows. I just didn't like a lot about myself. But I began to like myself and grow into my features and stuff like that. I just began to love myself. One day I just woke up and was like, I really do, because I used to be so insecure about how I look. Like even I know I'm not the best looking person, but I know I look good. I know I look good. There's always going to be somebody out there looking better than you, but I know I look good. I can't say that. Um, and I started seeing that people like features like that too. That also helped me love myself. Seeing that other people like, so I guess confirmation from other people. It's a specific word I'm looking for. Clarification from other people, or what is it? Acceptance of other people. No, it's not that either. What is it? It's something. Uh, man, I was like, but not saying all of my confidence come from other people, because I've met people that base their confidence off of other people's compliments and stuff like that. I know people like that, but no, I love myself for what I am. Um, I try to make sure I dress nice all the time. Like even if I'm going to the store, I'll throw on like some slacks and a button down and some shoes. Like I'm one of those. I wear the male cardigans and the t-shirts and the slacks and a matching shoe, sometimes a tie. Like I like looking good. And that's self-love to me. Making sure you look good, make sure you taking care of yourself, putting yourself before other people. It took me a minute to get around there. I got there. What's a book, movie, or experience that has impacted me? Oh, Harry Potter. The Harry Potter series. Oh my, because it's so many characters in it that went through so much, and um, each one of them has their own story. But at the end, they all like just from the first movie to the last, you could see the character development in all of them, especially Neville, however you want to say his name, Longbottom. He used to be like shy, but at the end he was like more outgoing and out front. And I feel like I kind of relate to him a little bit because that's how I was. I was shy, didn't know nothing. I grew up in a different place than my siblings did. Like even though we grew up around each other a lot, I was like semi raised differently, so I wasn't like them or whatever. They was like real when I when I first moved back with my mom, them kids was aggressive. They used to beat me up every day. My younger brother used to beat on me every day. Like when I moved back with my mom, I was young. We was young. My grandma actually, my mom, and grandma, like yeah, it's a whole story. But they used to beat me up. I used to go back to my place of living with scratches on my face after visiting them and all of that because I was raised differently from them, and I wasn't taught how to be just aggressive. I was taught kindness and stuff like that. But you know, but then I kind of stopped being in my shell and kind of came out defending myself, stuff like that. So and Neville, how you want to say his name, Longbottom, we'll just say Longbottom. Um, his story is kind of similar. His story is kind of similar. So, because I'm not gonna say Harry, first of all that's cliche. But yeah. Mm, let's see. How do I stay true to myself? Oh, even under pressure. Oh, that's a good one. How I be myself. I don't care. No matter what room I go in, no matter who I'm around, LJ gonna be LJ. LJ gonna joke around. LJ gonna mess with you. LJ gonna be LJ. I don't care who I'm around. I don't care if it's a new place. Like, I'm gonna be myself. Even when people be like, "Oh, you shouldn't be like that," because I don't like being a follower. I don't like being like everybody else. First of all, I like the uniqueness of everybody. But a lot of people try so hard to just be like everybody else to fit in for acceptance. I don't care for that because I'm quick to go all by myself, watch a movie, read a book, because I'm okay with my own company. People got to get used to that. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why a lot of people go out and just, try to be accepted when they can't find people like them, because they're not comfortable with their own company. They, you know, they longing for other people's company, so they go, you just be comfortable with yourself. Even under pressure, even when people be like, "Oh, you shouldn't dress like this," this nobody just because at one point, well, in school, I was the only person like dressy. I would go to school in a full suit, three piece. I have the vest, the suit jacket, the suit pants, my good tie, and some shoes, some nice shoes. Now I'm not saying that the suit was always ironed. I went to school a few times with a wrinkly suit. With I used to dress down, but I was talking about man, you couldn't tell me nothing. I got the nickname Preacher in school. Preacher. They called me that at just about every school I've been to. Yeah, Preacher. Yep. Except like my 10th grade year, I can say that. My what was it? It was my 10th grade year. It wasn't that was a whole different year. And yeah, it was just I was going through a different phases, so I'm gonna just say that. Yeah. But just be yourself and be comfortable with yourself. That's all I can say. What's one thing I'm proud of about myself? I'm proud of the person I've become. I used to be hard to deal with at times. Like I had terrible anger issues, lashing out, you know. And when I was very young, I used to do all of that. And just yeah, it was a whole thing. But I've changed a lot. Over the years, I've changed a good bit, and I'm proud of myself. I learned how to handle situations and deal with people, and not allow people to just get to me in certain ways. I used to be one of those who words did hurt. All it took was saying a small thing, and now I'm riled up, and it's time to fight. Let's get the jacket. But I've learned to be more calm and be more content, and just ignore people. So I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. All right, we got one more question, so I want to make sure it's a good one. Let's see. Let's see. All right. How? Oh, what's something I want to be remembered for? I want to be remembered for being me. I want to be remembered as a person who helped people. Um, who did what, like, I don't want to say necessary. I just want to be remembered for somebody who gave his all for people, who fought the hardest for fairness and injustice. I want to be, yeah, I'm one of those. I'm one of those. Somebody suggested I become a lawyer. I was like, nah, because although it's a start, you still are confined to rules. If I want to make a change, if anybody want to make real change, you can't be confined to rules. You can't make change with rules on your back. Now I'm gonna just be honest. You gotta be radical sometimes. You do. Real change, you gotta be radical. The soft protests and stuff. Let's take Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They had two different. I know this is very. I could use other people, but I'm gonna use these two more simple people because not everybody is complex. Now these are two complex people too, also. But these are just two open examples. Malcolm, more radical, doing what he got to do, more aggressive and more forward. King, he was more subtle, peaceful protesting, and the sit-ins and stuff like that. Although they did make change, it's still so much that has not. Um, and of course that comes with change. But it don't even feel like we progressing. It feel like they just gave us a little here, damn, get this. Since y'all want this here, get this. That's what it feel like. They gave us a little of that and still kept the rest of it. It's like a kid asking for something over and over again. Give me a chip. Can I get a chip? My mama let me eat those, or they doing it why we can't do it. And then you allow them a little bit and still keep the rest. Or you allow them to go do this, but they're still limited. That's how it feels. And I feel like people got to be more radical than, yeah, it's just, yeah. So I just want to be remembered for helping people. That's all. Helping people and being a good person. I don't care about, oh, he did this, I don't, like big stuff. I don't care for it. I just the simple things. So that's really all. All right, so that's it for this episode. I've enjoyed answering these questions. Hopefully people get a little something out of it. But today that's pretty much all. And remember, Wellness Sunday, Music Monday, Trivia Tuesday, Women's Wednesday, Writing and Storytelling Thursday. You can win money, up to $25 to $50. Young Leaders Friday, Culture Saturday. Trivia Tuesday also win money. I don't know how much yet. I'm thinking about probably like 5 to 10 for the simple little questions. Um, I will put my Instagram in the description. Might put it on a little. I should have an exit screen. I'm not too sure if I gotta make one. Okay, but yeah, just the simple stuff. So just be on the lookout for the Instagram page. I'm sharing this to Facebook. Be on the lookout for Facebook because I will be posting this on Facebook. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Y'all enjoy y'all's day. I enjoyed making this video, and I enjoy doing the podcast. I really enjoy talking. I'm a talker. I enjoy talking. So thank y'all for joining, discussing, discovering. I will see y'all next week.